Hello, this is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. Today I want to show you kind of an initial checkout, but more of a middle of the road because this is a troubleshoot. And so we've been troubleshooting this telephone along the way when I get some extra time, because this telephone had a pretty serious problem. This is Sharon's telephone from, I believe, Maryland, and basically Sharon absolutely loves this telephone. And so basically when the telephone handset went dead, she searched for a company to try to have it repaired, and I believe she's found a company out in California or something like that, and I actually had contacted the company for her because she was calling the company and not really getting anywhere with them. And so I contacted the company and finally found out that they just don't know what was wrong with it, and so they could not repair it. So we basically had it sent back to Sharon, and then in return Sharon sent it straight to us. And so it's just a very good telephone. These Unidens were good telephones. This is the EXS9966, and it's in the 900 megahertz area. But Sharon absolutely loves this phone. She uses it in a family business, and she has looked all over for these. They're just very hard to find. And we actually couldn't find any of them for parts either. Now, not that they don't go up for sale once in a while, but we just had not found anything for it. And Sharon, continues to look for phones like this because she really likes it. And so we were in a troubleshooting process with it, and basically, that's a touch and go kind of thing because we have to troubleshoot these out, and I have to work on this when I get the extra time because I've been through this, but see, I didn't give up. I just kept troubleshooting it and finding a part here, finding a part there, chasing, voltages through it and getting a little more information as we go along about the telephone and try to find out where the chip is supposed to be, the processor, and some of the other components that are in a telephone. And basically, so what we've done, we're not finished with this telephone by far. It has to go through a whole lot of tests. But basically, and I have to do some more to the telephone because of the fact that the dial pad is basically also dirty. And I know that just from experience. But we never made it into the dial pad yet because we just kind of continued to troubleshoot this telephone. And I just, I knew Sharon really loved this telephone, so I didn't want to give up. And we weren't finding any parts that we could use, so basically I just kept troubleshooting it. Now, the company in California that repairs cordless phones actually didn't even know what was wrong with it. And so they basically didn't really do anything but troubleshoot it and couldn't figure it out. The telephone had no power, is what it looked like. There was power on the board, but there was no display. It wasn't doing anything. It wasn't beeping or anything like that. So basically what we're going to do is I have the telephone open, and I'm going to I've got both lines. I have my business line connected up to this telephone since it's a two-line phone, and I have the analyzer on line 1. But what we're going to do here, and we have to go through a whole lot of tests with this telephone. I've seen technicians go through electronics and then all of a sudden think they got them repaired, and the second that they take the power off or the battery out and everything bleeds down, it may not fire back up. The processor may not set up the right way, and the phone really still be damaged. And that could be the case on this one. So it has to go through a lot of more troubleshooting and test. I have to power down the base, and I have to do that for a few hours, and then I have to power down the handset. I have to keep rechecking it, unplugging it, and rechecking it, because this could set up differently. We've done a lot of work on this telephone and been all over the board and replaced some parts that we didn't like the values of, and touched up a lot of solder in different areas around different chips and components. So basically, this is what we have at this point. I don't want to give Sharon any false hope, but I want to show her where we're at this point. And it is touch and go. We could lose this handset, and it's just the way it goes. It's electronics, and it's going to be a touch and go thing until I can get in it and clean the keypad and do some tests on it and unplug things, bleed things down, and bring them back up, power them back up. But I want to show you the inside of this telephone, and I have some of it put together. I have some of the screws put back in it because I wanted to do the video and show it to her. Just want to show you how technical the board is. It's it's a 2-line phone, and it's a really well built telephone, and they're very hard to find. But we've been all through this board troubleshooting and doing just different things that we've had to over the time, because I didn't want to give up on this telephone for Sharon. I wanted to keep trying, and so this is what we have now. I'm going to go ahead and ring line 1. And it says I have a call coming in, line 1. Give you some dial tone. Now if you watch the analyzer, I'm going to go ahead and dial some numbers. But some of these numbers don't work very well because they're dirty and they have to be repaired. So 1 might not hit at all. There it goes. 3's not going to hit. 4. I'm going to try to in a 2, and then I'm going to hang up. Turn it back on. Give you some dial tone. I'm going to dial a 2. Now, if you watch the analyzer, I'm going to talk into the handset. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hello, hello. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to access line 2, and this button also has to be repaired. I'm going to try to get it to dial it's just not going to dial a 3. So basically, we would normally dial time and temp 355 4900. So I can't really access that line. I can't call my line because my line's 235 6959. If I could, okay, there goes a 3.
Good morning. Ford, drive 1 and you'll know at Offenburg Ford in Belleville and O'Fallon. Today is Monday, January 2nd. The time is 3:24. Current temperature 38 degrees. Now the weather forecast for the Belleville area.
Very windy today, cooler with partly sunny skies and clearing highs in the 40s. Blustery tonight, colder with mostly clear skies, lows in the mid-20s. Windy and colder on Monday, sunny skies, highs in the lower 30s.
Okay, so I'm going to hang up, but I'm going to access it again. You can actually see line 2 is flashing because it's being used. Okay, so I'm going to hang up. I'm going to access line 1, which is the analyzer, and you can see the line flashing on the base because line 1 is accessed. We're going to go ahead and walk through our numbers again if you watch the analyzer. And it's going to end in a 2, and then I'm going to go ahead and hang up. We're going to ring the phone. Says line 1, call coming in, call. dial 2 and go ahead and talk. Transmit into the handset, and that's 100% modulation. If you see this red light on the analyzer, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hello, hello. Okay. So really what happens now is I have some more work to do to this handset. I'm going to continue to troubleshoot out some things and look things over. I also have a ton of tests that I have to run on this telephone. You know, like powering it down, powering it back up, making sure everything bleeds down, and then bringing it up. Clean the keypad and the board, resolder any bad connections, and just kind of go through it. So I don't want to give Sharon any false hope at this time, but I do want to show Sharon that we are at least at this point, and it looks better now than it did before, because basically she can't find any parts or another phone like it, and with all my contacts, I'm not able to find one right at this moment. So this has kind of been an ongoing issue, and so I continued to troubleshoot the handset and repair various parts of the handset, main PC board, until we got it to this point. So it's looking a lot better than it did. And the company in California didn't even know what was wrong with it. They obviously they repair cordless phones, but maybe they're just replacing the boards and they don't really know how to troubleshoot a board. I'm not sure what they're doing, but they basically sent the telephone back to her and stating that we don't know what's wrong with it, and they had it for a while, so they must have looked at it at some point. So anyway, and I like to get this stuff fresh. I really don't like to work on electronics after someone else has, because sometimes they cause more trouble than what the telephone had to begin with. And there's been numerous times where it's taken me longer to straighten something out someone else did than if I would have just had to repair the telephone. Now, in this situation, I'm not sure if they did anything to it, but they had it long enough to troubleshoot it at least, and they came up with a theory that they didn't have a clue what was wrong with it. So basically, this is kind of an initial checkout, but yet a troubleshooting video, basically, because we're at this point now, and we're going to do another video on this telephone as soon as we can get to it and get it repaired up and do all of our tests. So hopefully everything will go fine and Sharon will be able to get her telephone back. But it still has to pass the point of all these different tests and me going and clean the board and the pad and doing some more troubleshooting and looking for possible other problems that might cause a problem down the road. So this is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. This is a Uniden EXS9966 two-line telephone, and it's Sharon's telephone. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.